Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is market recaps for Friday, October 20th, 2023. It's going to be a quick video because the moral of the story is be short. Market has just gotten destroyed, and it's do or die for a bounce. If we don't bounce, we could get really ugly pretty quick here. It would not surprise me if we bounce or if we get a major sell-off soon here. We're going to start with the market breadth, and it is just bad. I'll kind of zoom out a little bit here, and you can just see all the red. I mean, and the deep red. We're starting to see some deep red on RSI weekly, RSI daily below 55,000 stocks. That's very high. That's very bearish. VIX is above 20 and has been for 2 days now, and that's the first time in 7 months. Let me also show you, today we had 9 52-week highs and 582 52-week lows. Nothing's good right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is bearish. This is my market breadth indicators, the situational awareness indicators that I look at on the spreadsheet, and color coded just so you can see how bearish we are right now. And I'm expecting, I'll get into this in the summation, but I'm expecting if we don't bounce pretty quick here, that there's going to be some big moves down. And what could send it higher is we have Microsoft and Google earnings on Monday. And if those are not meeting expectations, watch out. If they blow it out of the water, could potentially start the year-end rally here. It's interesting time right now. Let's check the summation on the weekly to start now that the week's closed. Total stock market index. Number of stocks above the 40-day moving average is down to 18.59. Entering, below 20 is when I want to start looking for a buy zone. But this can fall much further. If it gets below the 10, sell your kids, sell your house, sell the wife, mortgage everything you got, and buy stocks. But we're not there yet. On the total stock market index, 5 is below the 10, price is below the 5 with a big range expansion at this week. RSI is below 50 on the weekly. That's bearish. Stoch is oversold. But if you look through here, it can stay oversold for a while. VIX spiking above 20. It's not good. Check the NASDAQ. Same thing. This almost looks like a bear flag here. Breaking down. We are at support. You can see here, which was resistance. Now maybe could become support, but we are pushing that right now. RSI is below 50. Stoch oversold, MACD negative, VIX spiking. SPY, same thing. IWM, very bearish. Russell's leading us lower, and again, we're right at support. Would not surprise me if you got a big red candle down next week and broke this support. You can see this is long-term support here. Here. Will it hold here? I don't know. I mean, let's check the Russell on the monthly. Shoulder, head, shoulder, we're right at the neckline. These patterns are not good on a long-term basis like the monthly charts. I mean, Russell could keep falling. This is not looking good. I do not have a good feeling on the market. I'm not like wanting the market to go down. If it does, you know, I'm gonna be short and try to make money, but this has me worried. Let's check the daily summation. IWM, you know, you can see the support line through here. You know, we could go down to this area and bounce. You can see down here is kind of like lower support. RSI is in definitive downtrend. Stoch is, you know, just hitting oversold. Check the NASDAQ. Same thing, you know, we're hitting this support right here. And I don't know, I guess not much going on over here. Yeah, you can kind of see we're hitting, which was resistance, could be support now. Potentially for a big inverse head and shoulders, but I mean, the news is not to go higher and try to touch new highs. I mean, I don't know what could get us to all-time highs or even to touch them. I mean, the news is so bad. Inflation, interest rates, the Russell leading us lower, Israel. Doesn't look good. SPY. You know, we're at the support range here. If we break, you know, down below, and get into this range, I mean, we could test the October lows. Potentially. And I will be short to grab that, but we have Google and Microsoft earnings on Monday. If those blow it out of the water, I have tight stops if this reverses, but you know, the 20 is below the 50 and price is well below the 20, which means we could bounce, but I mean, the trend is lower now. You can see how we're in an uptrend, get a lower high, drop, bounce, hit our head on the 50, the 20 falls below the 50. I mean, the RSI never goes above 60 here. Downtrend, people. That's a downtrend. When I go to check my power stocks, I got 18 power stocks. 18, and half of them, well, a third of them are like penny stocks. I mean, there's nothing I would buy. Nothing. Right now. I mean, retail's been showing some strength lately. We'll see. I mean, they're pulling back to the 10. We're at the 10. See what happens. Take a quick look at some ETFs here. Again, I'm bearish with tight stops for Monday. Might take a lot of profit on Monday if we're down again before the Microsoft and Google earnings. Otherwise, I got a tight stop. China, bear, is very strong, which means the China market's very weak. Again, I mean, everything at the top of this list is all inverse ETFs, which means when the market goes down, these go up. Semiconductors, looking good as far as bearish. You can see the breakout in the small cap inverse ETF. I went long, I think it was here or here, because I did have a loss for a little bit, and now we're boom. Lots of different, S&P and NASDAQ short ETFs. The QID ultra short, QQQ, it's the same as SQQQ. Silver, which here's the downtrend. Here's the downtrend. We kind of peek our head up for the uptrend. I mean, here's the downtrend. Now we're hitting 60. I'd look for silver to possibly reverse. I feel like everything's going to get taken out next week unless Google and Microsoft can just save us. Short ARK, this is in an uptrend. This is bullish. VIX. Not that I'm going to play the VIX. Lab, short biotech. Strong uptrend. Might get a pullback to the 5 or the 10. But this is a solid uptrend right here. 5 is above the 10. 10's above the 20, 20 is above the 50, 50 is above the 100, or sorry, the 200. Biotechs are weak. Gold mining bears, finding support right at the 40 on the RSI. Wouldn't be surprised if gold miners fall as well. Dust is the same thing. So the gold miners are falling, but gold is rising. That's something interesting. This is the gold, ETF. Solid uptrend. I mean, this thing has just run. Well, I shouldn't say just run. It's, gone up 8%, but that's a big move for gold. Yet, the miners, this is the bear. So this is the inverse of the miners. This is, is in an uptrend. Why is gold going up and the gold miners are going down? There's a disturbance in the forest, people. Gold miners bull. It's had the run. Uranium, not a buy here. It's in an uptrend. It's had a big run, pull back, but this is not a setup to go long uranium. But this is something to watch. Uranium and natural gas. Watching those two ETFs. TBT just keeps going up. Short bonds. I hear some talk on CNBC, which I try not to watch, but just can't help myself. People are saying to buy bonds. And you never know, it might be a good time to buy bonds. Look at this. Look at this divergence on the RSI. There's a peak, divergence, lower high on the RSI, higher high on price. That's a divergence. Again, I don't play divergences, but it's something I watch. And divergences, differ on different time frames. Like, look, here's the divergence on the daily. I mean, weekly just looks like a little pullback here, and we're going to keep going. I mean, TBT is in the power zone. Kind of looks like this, potentially, right? Higher high here. Get a pullback. Then we get another up week. We get a lower high in the RSI, and then we fall. It almost looks exactly the same. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe that'll spark a rally along with Google and Microsoft earnings. I don't do Elliott Wave and all that. I don't get much benefit out of Elliott Wave. I think it's kind of hocus pocus stuff. But I do try to plan ahead based on the technical indicators I see. I do keep track of the divergences, but I don't play them. What will change my opinion is when, we, rather than getting deep red market breadth numbers, we get deep green. Rather than seeing 5,000 stocks under, the 50 RSI, we start seeing 5,000 stocks above. And stocks up 4% is, in the thousands or 900. That's what'll change my mind. Right now, everything looks really bearish. I feel like it's do or die for the market here. Here's a Dow ETF. Kind of getting close to support. Next week's going to be really interesting. Anyway, nothing much more to look at here. I'm bearish, but I'm going to keep a close eye on what happens Monday, and I'll have tight stops in case Google and Microsoft really crush earnings and the market wants to go higher based on that. So have a good weekend. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe.